We've got another incident here, and the mods have locked the post. I guess that's a step up from them deleting the post entirely, but yeah, let's see what's going on here.
Trump was potentially going to use to potentially put pressure on Jordan's king to try and take in more Palestinians, correct? I mean, that's what we've heard from Trump over the course of the past few weeks, is that Jordan and also Egypt.
So we got Kaya on the ground there. She stands up. Hasan, once again, as he does time and time again, reaches for the top left corner of the desk where we saw previously in the more like zoomed out camera angle. That's where he does keep a remote. Then Kaya looks a bit unsure. She's still not going to the bed. And then we see this like jerky movement where she does end up on the bed. People are speculating that was a shock.
Actually put pressure on Jordan's king to try and take in more Palestinians, correct? I mean, that's what we've heard from Trump.
As mentioned, we've got top comments like, you can obviously see the dog's reaction as soon as she's shocked. And if you don't believe it at this point, it's because you're just not looking at the clips and are in denial. And then we've got another defense attempt here. Jennifer Welch defends Hasan, claims it wasn't a shot collar and that she didn't mean to say the collar was tight. So you might remember this woman from one of the clips early on where, and I'll play the clip for you after I explain this, but she was with Hasan and she's the one who said to Hasan that Kaya's collar seems like it's too tight, that you're supposed to be able to fit 2 fingers between the collar and the dog's skin, and that she can't even fit 1 finger.
And now it's mainstream. I love her. I think her collar's too tight.
Well, it's here we get.
You have to be able to get 2 fingers, and I couldn't even get 1. I think you're choking her.
She's like, it's because she has a lot of neck meat.
In my initial coverage of this clip, I even mentioned how like after this, the glare she was giving Hasan, it just looked like she was thinking to herself like, don't you dare say that like this is not too tight, you know? Like she was really standing up for Kaya. Unfortunately, seems like she's walking this back now.
Okay, so I can say, as somebody who was at the house 2 weeks prior to this incident, it might have even been 10 days prior. So I saw the collar when he took it off. There was no mechanism or any sort of shocking thing.
Well, I'm not sure how she's defining there's no mechanism when, according to Cutie Cinderella, the prongs were removed and taped over with electrical tape. So this just seems like a really weak semantical argument.
This dog is spoiled rotten. This dog adores Hasan. After we did the streaming, the Twitch, we went out to his like kitchen living area, and she is laid up on the sectional. A lot of people don't let their animals on the sofas, which I think is bullshit. And that's something I've had it with people that are like, we don't let our pets on the sofa. I'm like, well, then you shouldn't have gotten a pet.
So, you know, choking the dog with a collar that's too tight, forcing the dog to sit for hours and hours on end, unable to stretch, unable to get water, potentially shocking the dog, that's fine. But hey, at least she can lay on the couch. Yeah, this is... Let's just keep going, man.
Hasan's dog has free reign. And then Marsh, who is Hasan's producer, we had this little like floral halo type, like little flower girls, where I forget what they're called. And we were putting it on her. We were doing a photo shoot with her. And then I brought it up to Hasan again. I said, you need to get her a bigger collar. And he goes, feel her neck fur. Come here, come here. And she's just, and then, she is so, her hair is so thick that he had to put it, and it really wasn't even tight because her hair is so freaking thick. But it bothered him that I thought that maybe her collar was too tight. And so we even had a follow-up conversation about it. So when I saw the whole thing about her, like barking or yelping or whatever, that dog, when I was on the stream, I was on it for maybe like an hour and a half. She had free reign of the entire room. Like she came to me, she would have crawled in my lap if I would have let her. Then she laid down by the feet. Then after that, we went and filmed a podcast, and she sat under the table of the podcast. It's not like he forces her to do things.
I cannot believe this damage control right now. Oh, he doesn't force her to do things. There's like verifiable evidence on record of him in fact forcing her to do things. Like, what even are you saying here? By the way, please correct me if I'm wrong, but the other woman on this clip, is that not Taylor Lorenz? The person who just put out, first of all, let me start with this. Someone who's already got a terrible reputation for being a very biased and corrupt journalist. And the second thing, someone who already just made a damage control video the other day trying to defend Hasan and was getting called out all throughout the comments that weren't deleted for the misinformation that was being spread. Literally saying stuff that was already proven incorrect. And she was trying to run with that as if all the criticism was wrong, even when the criticism was talking about objective fact that we already know. And she was trying to spin it as if everyone talking about it was a crazy conspiracy theorist and was wrong. In other words, a complete flop of a damage control video. I think that's the other person here. So the people defending Hasan are all part of this really corrupt LA clique, and they're even like walking over their own words, contradicting themselves over and over again. And somehow, what, 11, 12, 13 days later we're at now, and they're still doing this. How do they think this is a good look? How do they think that no one's going to notice this stuff? I was going to say it's shocking. I know it's like kind of a joke now given the context, but whatever. I mean, yeah, it's shocking.
And so I was so shocked that, number one, Ben Shapiro's using footage of me to make some sort of bullshit case. But I want to get into these Democrats, like left-leaning-ish, that are sabotaging this.
Yeah, I have no idea what the last part's about. Like, why'd she bring Ben Shapiro up? I don't know. Is Ben Shapiro making a video on this or something? I don't understand, as mentioned. But then she did say Democrats are sabotaging this. Is she talking about like other people on the left that are criticizing Hasan as if it's supposed to be a cult that like no one can criticize people on the left if you're on the left or something like that? Y'all got to be a hive mind. Now, the caveat is maybe she was talking about something else entirely different, and that's not what she was getting at. So I'm not saying that's for sure what she's getting at. I'm still confused. But it sounds like that might be the case. And if that is the case, I mean, that's just hilarious. But let's move on now. Excuse me, there's one last thing, actually. I forgot to mention this. She also claimed that Kaya has free reign. Well, great. She has free reign sometimes, but she didn't specify sometimes. She just said Kaya has free reign. And we know that's not true. Next clip, we got Dr. K reveals that some creators he has worked with are, quote, really scared, unquote, of Hasan's community.
There's a lot of pent up stuff, I think, that's specifically towards Hasan. So I know, for example, that, and I'm not saying this is true or not true, I'm just saying that with the creators that I've worked with, one of the things that there are a handful of communities that they're really scared of, and Hasan's is one of them. I'm not saying that that's justified or not justified. I'm not saying it's true or not true, but just for whatever reason, right? And when people say, I'll ask them like, why, right? What concerns you about? And I think it has something to do with his size, his rigidity, and the tribalism of his community, right? There's an us versus them.
So fortunately, at this point in time, we've actually seen that there is a fringe part of Hasan's community that do see what's going on to Kaya, and they don't like it, and they've actually been calling Hasan out. But as mentioned, that is an extreme fringe of his community. By and large, most of them seem like they are willing to ignore and or even defend this abusive behavior simply because, as that girl the other day mentioned, they view Hasan as like what they need as the face of the left, which is, that's great. Oh yeah, this person that we know is abusing animals. Yeah, we want him to be the face of the left. I mean, do these people even hear themselves? Point being, yeah, a lot of them, the majority of them do seem extremely tribalistic. And it's even to their own detriment. I mean, they're willing to ignore compelling evidence because they're so tribalistic. It's just hurting their case. Anyways, I think that's about it for this one, guys. And I'm a little bit low energy and tired in this video. I think I could have done a little bit better, but I hope the coverage was at least sufficient. Let me know what you think about this stuff. As always, I do appreciate you for tuning in. And wow, it's already Saturday. That's crazy. Hope you guys have been having a great weekend, and I hope the rest of your weekend is wonderful. I'll see you in the comments and in the next one.